Hey everyone, welcome back to another live video that I'm doing. This one's going to be for talking about TNA, and I have to say, I've bashed on TNA before, and it's no secret that they've made a lot of mistakes in the past that have, cost them a lot, not just losing a lot of stars, but also losing faith in the fans that they had for TNA. I mean, when WCW closed its doors years ago, WWE was the only wrestling organization that was very popular that a lot of fans could go and watch. Sure, we had other promotions too, but they weren't as big as WWE. So, and they didn't have cable television like what we have here. So it became a problem for many fans who didn't like WWE but didn't have anywhere else to go. It wasn't until TNA came around that actually that was a gave us a break from WWE and let us watch something new, something that was completely different from WWE, and that's what we got from TNA. Now I've discussed this with my friend, the X-Men 99, about the problems that TNA is suffering. That's very similar to WCW, but I'm here to talk a bit more of the problems they have and just the decisions they've made since coming to that new channel in Discovery America, I think it's what's called. I don't know. All I know is that things, you know, I thought with them being away from TV and them taking a little break, getting ready for their debut on the Discovery America channel, that they would bring something new, that something different would come, and would be great to see. But instead, we got the same old repeated boring shit. I mean, we had another faction be formed, MVP forming a new faction called the Beatdown Brotherhood. I don't know what it's called. All I know is that it's a stupid name, and it's consisted with Samoa Joe, Low Key, Kenny King, and I think that's it. Just with those three and MVP, and I think that's it. Bobby Lashley was originally part of the group, but he didn't like how he had MVP getting involved in his title match against Bobby Roode. So yeah, so it ended with Lashley turning on MVP. So he's no longer part of the team. Now I have a problem with another faction being formed because it's the same fucking factions that we've seen in TNA since 2008. I mean, with the main event Mafia, I let that go because it gave us some good matches, especially that brawl where we had the main event Mafia, the TNA Frontline, and World Elite going at it against each other. That was an awesome thing to see. But since then, we've had faction after faction after faction appear with one goal to take over TNA. And every time, someone goes up against them and always ends up with the same result. The evil heel factions get taken out, but lo and behold, they keep bringing out more like Immortal. That was something I didn't like because it felt too much like NWO. Then we had Aces and Eight, or as many people call them, 0.8, because they kept dropping the ratings to 0.8. But even then, the ratings went even down. Then we had the Dixieland Army. Now we had MVP's group. Then we have James Storm's faction, and now MVP formed a new faction with a new name, which is stupid. I mean, MVP, Lashley, and Kenny King, I was fine with just still street, but now they're bringing in more people. They kicked out Bobby Lashley, and now it's just a few people in this group. I don't hate some of these guys, okay? They're all great competitors, all great wrestlers, but we keep pushing some of these guys every time, these older guys. We're the young dogs. I mean, we're the young guys that could become a future, main event player. Oh god, I get sick and tired of seeing the same old thing. It's boring. I mean, WWE, yeah, they have some stupid storylines, but at least they don't keep some things the same. The Authority storyline, stupid, very very stupid, but hopefully it will end soon. With TNA's problem though is that their faction is been used so many times, especially with the same old storyline, that you really lose interest in this. Another problem I had is the freaking tapings. Now I don't have much problem with WWE's tapings because, especially for SmackDown, because then I'll know what's gonna happen and to see if it's worth watching or not. But when TNA have more than one taping in an entire week, that sucks. Because for many fans, you can just look at them online or just look at them on your phone, and you'll be able to find what happened on the show, and you'll see that I don't want to see that. Maybe that match I'll see, then I'll change the channel. See, that's a problem. I mean, when you have only a few good matches, people will only tune in to watch those matches. Everything else, they won't. It's just those matches, and it won't help your show at all, especially for the fans. I mean, you say next week we're gonna fight, but later that night you're already fighting for that taping. So for the fans, they're completely burned out, and many of them feel like, wow, this really. Yeah, I know some fans won't mind, but I'm just saying, if I'm a fan, I would find that weird, especially how I already know what's gonna happen. So I can just tell someone, hey, you know what happened next week in TNA? Yeah, you don't have to watch what happened. There's just one match you can watch, and then that's it. That's all I have to do. So if I'm there watching a TNA show live for the tapings, I can just tell my friends about it, and they don't have to watch it. So that's a problem for TNA. I mean, if you do that, you're really gonna have a lot of people not watch your product, especially if you're on a network no one even can watch. I try watching it on my TV. I can't find the channel. I don't have it. I couldn't find it on my cable box either. So where is it? I don't know how people are still finding it. I mean, the only place they can actually watch it is on YouTube, but that's it. Anywhere else they can't find it. So it sucks that that's the only place where we can watch this product. So that's another problem for TNA. More problems for TNA. And here, this is the last one I'm going to talk about. This is the biggest problem I have right now with TNA. Is them changing titles so many times. Austin Aries defeated Low Key. The next day loses it, or at least the next day for the tapings, loses it to Low Key. Then Low Key loses it to Rockstar Spud. Now, I don't have a problem with Spud, okay? I've seen some of his past matches before coming to TNA. He's not bad. The problem is, how can you give a championship, especially a championship as important as the X Division title, to a jobber? Because that's what Rockstar has been. He's been a jobber. He has not won a single big match since coming to TNA. Not one. He's gotten his ass kicked so many times. So what was the point in him giving him that title? It sucks. It's stupid. I just don't get it. The other problem I have is the tag team titles. Okay, yes, I'm happy the Wolves are the champions, but Storm and Abyss shouldn't have been champions in the first place. I couldn't see them as a good tag team, and I think the only reason they did that was because they wanted to make Storm's group look like a threat. I mean, yeah, it's more of a threat than MVP's group, but I really didn't get why they had to give them the titles, especially since I thought Abyss was with a rivalry with Bram, who is now in a rivalry with Magnus and Mickey James, since those two are married. So many people are saying, look at that, TNA is ripping off WWE again. I don't care, dude. I don't fucking care. The Knockouts title, it didn't change hands. I don't mind that. Really, I can't see anybody else holding that title right now. I really can't. Because let's face it, they're probably going to give it back to Kong, Gail Kim. I would give it to Havoc. Maybe. I don't know. Then we have the World Heavyweight Championship. This one I had the biggest problem and headache with because they gave the title to Kurt Angle. Yes, Kurt Angle on March 20th for the taping that they have set up. Kurt Angle wins the world title. Why? No, really. Why? Why give him the title? He's held that title how many times? 6. 6 times. It makes no sense. It really doesn't. I don't want Kurt Angle's world champion anymore. It makes no sense. Okay, Bobby Lashley, the guy won the title back in January and lost it weeks later. No. That's stupid. It's really stupid. I do not get it. The only thing that can actually make that title worth something again, if done right, if given a good storyline, and if they do it right with the world champion, unlike what they did to Magnus, then I can see Drew McIntyre winning that title and making it worth something. Oh yeah, Drew is now in TNA, where I think he's going to do well. I hope. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about TNA right now. Or maybe there'll be more problems with them right now. I don't know. All I know is clean up your mess, TNA, please. We don't want to see you guys lose everything because of your idiotic mistakes. Just please fix your fucking problems. Take care, guys. See you all next time. If you guys have a different opinion about TNA, leave some comments below and let me know what you think. Bye.